I recently had a client that set up Intervivos Trust because on the advice of their accountants and lawyers, they're going to save $500,000 in probate fees. In BC, probate is 1.4% of the value of your estate. So I'm going to cover two different types of trusts and various reasons why you might want to use a trust. Testamentary trust, that's when you pass away. And so that goes, it's through your will typically, and it outlines what can be set up, and those can have some tax consequences as well. So there can be some graduated tax rates with the testamentary trust. And Intervivos Trust is basically every other type of trust. There's way more types of Intervivos trusts. Typically an Intervivos trust is set up while you're alive. A trust is a form of English common law. It comes from English common law. It's not a separate legal entity. So it's not like a corporation where it's a separate legal entity. It is kind of like a relationship it's been described as. You really want to talk to your lawyer and your accountant about this and get the advice from them because they're the experts in this area and they deal with this every day. And you want to talk to a lawyer that does this kind of regularly. So some reasons why you may want to use a trust is that you're in a second marriage. The house is yours, but you want your wife to live in it after you pass away, but you want the house to go to the kids, your kids after you pass away. So that might be one reason. Second one is you've got a disabled child and they just can't handle money, right? And so you can't just give them the money. It might mess up government benefits, and there could be a lot of things like that. And so you'd set up a trust so that on your passing, this money was managed for them, and there can be some tax advantages for doing that. You have a large estate, like my client's example, and you want to save probate, so the probate avoidance trust. You would like to give one child more than the other. And so giving some money to some beneficiaries and not the other can be a little bit tricky. Maybe you have a family business and you want to give the business to one and money to the other, or shares, or whatever it may be. And so going through a will can be kind of tricky in BC. And you'd want to use a trust to just vary things up so it goes exactly how you want. And there's no fighting because the trust just kind of sets things up. You have a small business, and using this small business, there's a capital gains exemption you can have with a business when you sell shares. And so you're thinking, hey, I might sell my business down the road. Well, I want to have my kids, my dad, and use their capital gains exemption. And so there's a family trust that can possibly do that. And that would be, once again, accountant and lawyer setting that up. You have assets that you like to do an estate freeze on. And so an estate freeze is basically, hey, I've got this business or property, it's gone up a whole bunch in value. We're going to keep it. We're not going to sell it, but I'd like any future appreciation to be taxed at next generation's hand. So if estate freeze can be set up with the trust as well. And you have a beneficiary that they're going to spend the money. You know this, they're not good with money. Maybe they've got addiction problems. Maybe they've got some other stuff going on. And so you just want them to get a monthly amount or a certain amount. You don't want to just give them a whole lump sum because you just know it's going to be gone. You're going to hurt them by giving them that. And so a trust can do that as well. There's lots of other reasons for doing a trust, and really talking with your experts and seeing what situation is right and how they can be used. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I've got a great team that I recommend. All right, have a great day.